Hey everybody, this is Quasimojo, aka Rustin Rose here, back with you on Metalholic Radio. You just heard After the Fall from Seven Kingdoms, and with us right here on the phone, Sabrina Valentine and Camden Cruz of Seven Kingdoms. How are you doing?
We're doing pretty good.
I'm good, man.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. I've been wanting to get you guys on the station for a while and talk about the new album and everything, but you guys have had a lot of stuff going on. I believe, Camden, you've been really busy putting together this big festival that you've got going, right?
Yeah, the undertaking. We did a CD release party in our hometown of DeLand. There's not really any clubs here to do anything, so I was just like, hey, why not throw an outdoor festival? Because, you know, that's the easiest thing to do. So, I'm just getting everything situated for next week. It's not really a pain in the tail, but it's just more just making sure everything's polished, I guess, so everything runs smoothly day of. So just kind of going over everything really this week and getting all the bands informed for when they need to be there and so on and so forth.
You're being a little bit humble, trust me. I used to put on shows for 4 or 5 bands that were one-off, and they about gave me a heart attack. I had a full head of hair when I got into the music industry. So, but,
yeah, I'm already going great, man.
So, for those who have not discovered Seven Kingdoms prior to the new album, The Fire Is Mine, give us a little backstory on the band, how it all came together. I know, Sabrina, you joined after, I think, the first album.
Yeah.
But give us a little backstory on the band so we know the whole deal.
Yeah, Brian and I started just kind of a project, right? Just, you know, basically internet jamming with recording software. Probably late 2006 and into 2007. And we just decided to make an album and release it, and that was Brothers of the Night. It was a lot more of just, you know, it was just more of a musical melting pot of, you know, all the genres of music we listened to at the time. But then gradually we wanted to give it a shot, and I think we kind of settled around more of a power metal type deal. And then we got Sabrina. So, yeah, we started playing out with the self-titled stuff, and then we went on the Guardian tour, and that was great. And here we are with the new album and looking for another tour.
Absolutely. Now, and you got Sabrina in more ways than one, because I believe you two are a couple as well, if I'm not mistaken.
5 years running.
Nice. So, now, with The Fire Is Mine, where do you feel that album is sort of going relative to the previous effort?
I think it's just it's more together. It's more focused, and I think it's the best representation of who we are so far yet. Out of the other two, this is the first record we really were able to nail most of everything we wanted to nail on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the next one already.
Well, we're still getting to enjoy this one. Now, when you guys sit down to write, how does the writing process work inside the band?
We'll do it all together, mostly. Usually, I mean, the song always comes first, and then once the song is done, then we'll figure out the melodies and just try to find the catchiest, most memorable, you know, lines for the part.
A lot of time, we'll all write our own kind of lyrics, and then we'll just find the right song for it. Camden writes quite a few of them. Me and Kevin always do the song cameo, where it's just us solidly, and then Camden does that as well, and then the rest of them is just like a combination of all of us. And this past one we had Brian, the singer from the Brothers of the Night, still a really great friend, and he did the cameo on A Debt Paid in Steel, where he's like, "All right, men." But we have his help, and then we have Tony Cordisco's help. He's one of our fans. So we like to, you know, do some stuff, and then we like to open the door. So like, hey, you know, you guys want to help, and whoever wants to jump on the bandwagon just kind of goes along and helps.
Nice. Now, when you guys started writing for this one, I mean, did you guys have sort of a theme in mind of what you were looking to do?
Not really. I mean, I knew I wanted to do some kind of like trilogy-esque kind of thing, which I guess where we got the 3 Martin songs on this one, just because I thought it would be cool to, you know, call it a trilogy, I guess, if you you know, but really it's just what riffs come in, and when moments of inspiration hit you to take advantage of that. Really, that's all it really happens to us.
And then sometimes the lyrics just seem to fit a song. It's like the lyrics were written for that song.
All right. Well, the first single was After the Fall, which we heard at the beginning there. Tell us a little bit about that song and then making the video for that.
That song is about Bran when he falls when he's pushed from the tower. That's actually, I guess, if you're watching the TV show, it's the very first, like,
second episode.
It's what is it?
It's like the first end of the second episode.
Yeah, it's the first end.
Really the realization that things can happen in your life that completely changes your outlook on your future drastically. You know what I mean? And just, we try to put a little bit more, I guess, than just Martin Wade, the song. When you listen to it lyrically.
Yeah, but shooting the music video was really fun. It was my first one, so it was pretty intense. So I'm looking forward to another one, so I can not be as rusty.
Have you guys already thought about which one you might want to shoot next?
I'd like. There's probably 2 or 3 of them that we haven't really settled on one yet, but it just comes down to money. We'd rather put that kind of cash into a tour,
right? And recording more music, obviously.
Yeah.
But have you guys got a line on anything in terms of touring right now?
Not yet. We got a couple offers. We're just waiting. I think, we'll probably get some emails, hopefully, December through February. Hopefully some good things will come into my inbox. And then that'll hopefully set us up for next year. But I'm sure our agent guy is going to be all over it because we got a fresh release, we got a tour.
Right. And, you guys are a U.S. band. Normally when you think of power metal band, especially female-fronted power metal, you think of Europe. You were just over there, were you not, Sabrina?
Yes, I was there for Metal Female Voices Fest.
And how was that?
It was, honestly, for being a female singer, it was the most heartwarming experience I've ever had, because over here it's not as widely accepted, and it's more like, I guess, fought against or just not liked. And over there, like, the smallest crowd at 10 o'clock in the morning was 800 people. Wow. For some band they've never even heard, just because it's a female-fronted band. Some are there for, the visual effect, but, a lot of them are there because they just genuinely appreciate female vocalists, and they're not... For me, it seemed like they weren't, like, biased, like, oh, I like man singers, or I like, female singers, whatever. They're just like, if they sing good, I just like it. Doesn't matter, male or female. So it was amazing just to be there. How warm everybody was. They're just like, hey, we're just waiting to hear something new.
Well, that's awesome. For me, I've always loved female vocalists because it's different than what I grew up with most of the time, unless it was a pop band or something. Right. But power metal, I always liked sort of the music of power metal, but I noticed that a lot of it never really stuck with me, because even though there was some great melody in the songs themselves didn't stick around very well. And you guys are different in that way. Your songs very much are addictive. They sort of really hook you, and they stay with you, and you find yourself hours later not just humming a guitar line because it was a cool power lick, but because it's a melody that sticks in your head.
Right.
Yeah, that's I'm glad to hear that. These nights just combing those parts, just making, well, we all did really, but we spent a lot of time. That's one thing that you got to have, is you got to have people think it's catchy. People got to wake up humming it. People got to wake up singing it, even if they don't like it. You know what I mean? Just they got to. That's what our goal is. You know what I mean?
You can't get away from us.
Yes. Yeah.
It's an infection.
Exactly, infectious music, and we of course play it all the time here on Metalholic. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you each about, and I'll start with you first, Sabrina. Is vocally, when I ask people about their inspirations, when it comes to female vocalists, it's almost inevitable that when I ask who your vocal inspirations were, it will almost always be a male vocalist. Is that the case for you?
Mine has actually just been like a collage of everything I've ever heard. My background, you can probably tell by my singing that I'm not the normal, female singer. My background has come from actually, bluegrass and gospel style. So for a long time, Alison Krauss was one of my favorite singers, and then I moved to Sarah McLachlan, and then from there I just kind of, when I met Camden, I've never in my whole entire life ever heard any kind of metal in my life, until I was with him. And then I instantly fell in love with Tobias Sammet. I think he is, not only is he short, but he's got a massively powerful voice. And then, then I heard Blind Guardian and my mind was blown. And, and then, Hammerfall, just amazing. And it's just been an ongoing, just mind-blown saga. Just everything I hear, every time I hear something new, I'm just like, oh my God. And then Halloween came and I was like, oh my God. So it's just, so it's an ongoing process with me. So I can't really pinpoint it. All I can say is that there's just some amazing singers out there, and I can't wait to hear them all.
And what about you, Camden, for guitar-wise? What, who were your inspirations or heroes?
I really enjoyed when I was growing up. I think mostly in this band, I really started enjoying, my first real enjoyment on a guitar was that Jani Lemmetinen from Snot
Ah, nice.
He's one of those guys that I watched several videos of him, and he's one of those guys that can just play like, 2 notes and just make it sound like the best 2 notes, you know what I mean, you ever heard, kind of thing. And then obviously like the Paul Gilbert and Michael Romeo stuff. They're just really good people to get licks off of, and warm ups, and they're the best. So obviously you can hear the Schaefer influence, especially us recording at Morrisound with Jim. We've kind of grown up under John's wing without being under his wing, I guess, just with Jim in the picture. I remember the first time I went to Morrisound in 2006 to record with one of my former bands. That's when Jim gave me the whole rundown on my rhythm guitar playing. It's not tight enough. You should go listen to this band. So Iced Earth, and then I started checking out Iced Earth, and immediately mind blown. So he's, we make sure, all the Iced Earth productions are incredibly tight. So we always have taken that into big consideration, both Kevin and I. So
nice. So, and do you guys have any? In terms of your songwriting, do you draw from anything in particular, or just all the stuff you've ever heard?
Everything.
It's a collage of everything we know.
All right, so let's ask some of the fun questions then. Top 5 power metal albums of all time, in your guys' opinion?
We're going to need a couple hours for that one.
For the top 5?
Yeah.
Or just to argue?
Well, maybe.
All of the above.
I would have to go by discographies. Because it's like picking children.
Oh, you love them all so much. So obviously, fine. 5 best power metal bands. Let's make it easy.
Blind Guardian.
Halloween, Stradivarius.
Ed Guy and Avantasia count as one for me.
Hammerfall and Gamma Ray.
And I really like the new Within Temptation album. I like that.
That's not power metal.
I know, but I don't know what it is, but I like it.
It's a wonderful album, but it really harks more back to that 80s metal style, actually, a sort of an 80s pop metal style.
Okay.
And I love it, but it's certainly not the typical, other than a few songs, it's not the typical Nightwish, but not Nightwish. Did you say Nightwish or Within
you
Temptation?
Said Nightwish. You totally
No. I meant Within Temptation. And I do love Within Temptation. Sorry, Sharon. Forgive me, please. No, I love all Within Temptation albums, but the new one is a little bit different than their previous stuff, so, except for a few tracks. But it's a great album. I can't wait to see what they do with the next one. But
I really like the Paragon record too.
Yeah.
So
and true metal fans too.
Well, and we're almost at the end of the year again, which means we're going to be doing best of lists. What album for each of you is sort of sticking in your mind the most this year?
Man, like I said, the Paragon record's going to be in my top 20, just because it's so cheesy and awesome.
The Big Cheese Award.
Yeah, Camelot's record was great. I mean, I think they're becoming more Camelot. You know what I mean? They're starting to kind of be that band that has that staple sound for them. And Tommy's performance on the record was real. You know, I mean, even if you don't like Camelot, you can listen to their new record and just be like, "Damn, that guy can sing."
Oh, absolutely. And you know, I mean, it's sad about Roy, but you know, this fits perfectly, and I think they'll continue to grow with this.
Yeah, totally.
And you got to throw some love to your Florida boys anyway, right?
Oh yeah, of course, naturally.
So, let's see. So, what about you, Sabrina?
Does the new Iced Earth record count for this year?
No, I think it was last year.
Was it last year?
Technically, it was last year. Great album, though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Stu's performance on there. I don't know. There's just so many. It's really hard for me to choose. If I could say all of them, I would.
Cheater. So do you still go back to your bluegrass roots, though, and listen to that stuff as well?
Not so much as I used to. I have my favorite songs, and I'll sing them, and I'll go back and like every once in a while, I'll check up on Alison Krauss. Like she did what is it? Carolina on My Mind. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, she did just a beautiful rendition of that. If you ever get a chance, look it up on YouTube by Alison Krauss. It is just, she is so effortless, and they have the slide guitar, and she's playing the violin, and you know, it's just, for me, out of the country realm, bluegrass would be the power metal. It's not, you know, it's not the pop annoying stuff that you just want to rip your stereo out of your car and light it on fire.
So this week, Florida, your part of Florida, as usual, was at the center of which way the election would go. Are you guys satisfied with the end result, or were you let down?
I don't like either of them. I mean, really. I mean, I don't think that any of the candidates were really, standout presidents.
I think Ron Paul was really a great guy, and I think even though some of his ideas were a little bit radical for some people, I think, he had some really genuine, awesome ideas, and,
Well, he makes sense, too.
Yeah, and the one thing I liked about him is that he stood by the same words that he's used for over, 40 years, just kept saying the same thing over and over and over again, And I don't know, I just think that it's, the government's kind of extremely corrupt, and I just hope eventually, at some point, they'll just get their act together. I mean, because right now they don't really care about the little people who are paying their bills. They're just...
Right.
They're running around doing whatever they do. Well,
here's hoping, if America is still in one piece in 4 years, which I'm really not sure it will be with another 4 years of Obama, but here's hoping that we as Americans stand up and take our country back instead of surrendering it to people like this. So before we get out of here, then, last thing, tell me something from each of you that when you're not, doing the family stuff and doing the music, what are you each sort of into or passionate about outside of music?
Halo 4 just came out, man.
He's a gamer, okay.
He's total gamer.
Oh, yeah.
And what about you, Sabrina?
I'm an artsy fartsy fan. I like to make kind of funny t-shirts. I like to paint.
She's also a cat lady.
I'm a severe cat lady. I just made a Catto box. This is where you take like a whole bunch of cardboard boxes and cut like a whole bunch of holes and make a maze. And
Catto fortress.
you get like the catnip, and you just let them go to town. It's the most, I just have to admit it. I'm just the crazy cat lady. I'm wearing cheeseburger slippers and chasing around my cats. That's just... That's what I do in my spare time.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. Did you guys not just go up to ProgPower?
Yeah.
Now, did you guys actually perform, or were you just there to check it all out?
No, we were there basically to promote our tails off.
we sponsored the bags that all the stuff was in, so...
Yeah, we handed out, we handed everybody a Seven Kingdoms bag, and then our music video premiered in between Pretty Maids and Symphony X's set.
Nice.
On the... Yes.
So hopefully you got a lot of great stuff out of that. Then, best performance at ProgPower this year?
Oh, man. Sin Breed and Pretty Maids.
What about you, Sabrina? Same? You agree, or?
Yeah, I think Epica did pretty good.
Epica's set was really good, but the only bone I had to pick with them is that they've been using these
air machines
that sounds like you're getting shot every time they go off.
It deafens everything they're doing on stage. You can't even hear any of the music or Simone at all. I don't know, man.
Nice, guys. Thanks so much. So we will get out of here, and on the way out, we will play a song from the new album. Do you guys have a preference which one we should play on the way out?
Flame of Olympus.
Flame of Olympus it is. 7 Kingdoms, Camden Cruz, Sabrina Valentine. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. The new album, The Fire Is Mine, is phenomenal. Go out and get it. As far as I'm concerned, it's the best power metal album of the year. So... You know, maybe I'm biased because I have them on the phone. I don't know, but it's the one I've been playing the most. So, again, thank you guys so much for taking the time, and we'll look forward to talking with you real soon and hopefully seeing you out on the road, although it sounds like you'd be better off touring in Europe.
Yes.
We're working on it.
Everywhere.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night. And here is Flame of Olympus.